Alrighty, bikers, this is the EUY F6, a folding budget fat tire e-bike that was sent to me recently from the company. They're a pretty generic brand. I don't think many people have heard of them, and it's definitely a budget type of e-bike that you're not going to spend a lot of money on. I think the current price is $12.99. There's a $200 coupon, I believe, currently as I record this. So, what's interesting about this bike is that it's got a pretty massive battery, which I'll get into, and it's got these pretty cool mag wheels. And the frame is similar to the rattan frame that you see on my channel quite a lot. And I like it actually, even though it's a budget e-bike, even though I had some problems initially when I got it out of the box. I like the overall styling of this bike, and I'm going to upgrade it. I'm going to change out a bunch of parts on it and make it my own and make it better. So that's kind of what's cool about these budget e-bikes is you can really take them and replace what you don't like, essentially. So this one has got pretty decent bones. It's got a huge battery, as I said, 750 watts. And I do like that frame because it fits me well. I'm a 6-footer, and I like these styles of frame, especially on the rattan I had. This one's got a working brake light back there. It's got a nice beefy rack that's not too ugly. There's the big battery there. It's 20 amp hours. And on the website it says it's only 18 amp hours, but on the box, as you can see there, it says 20 amp hours. So I was pleasantly surprised to get this bike. And that battery even fits on my rattan too, because it's the exact same styling or function or format for the rattan as well. You just have to basically replace the slider it goes on. It's got folding pedals, as you see here. It says a folding e-bike. I'll show you that later. Folds its pedals, folds in half, and the handlebar stem folds down as well. Love these mag wheels. These are the one problem I did have with this front brake though. That front cable is frayed, so I'm gonna have to get that replaced. But they do work. The brakes work. They're mechanical disc brakes, sitting on 160 millimeter rotors. Nice cable management as well, as you see there. Here's something cool about the seat. That doesn't work that well. It takes a little bit of effort to actually flip it up, but the seat flips up, so you get access to the battery here, which I think is a nice touch. You can see I'm having some trouble here popping it open. There it goes. There's a little lever right there, as you can see, that will pop up the seat and allows you to pull out the battery once you just unlock it there with the key. You don't need to keep the key in it, which is a nice touch as well. And just seat just pops back in place there as you're looking at it. Here's the cockpit. Pretty cheap on the cockpit. This is probably the worst part of the bike. The grips here are loose. They move. The display is very generic looking, although it's got the data I want on there. The handlebars are very short. They remind me of the original XP 1.0s. And just not much to write home here about on the handlebar setup here. So I am going to replace the handlebars with my own. Get some nice risers on there. The display does have voltage, which is nice. It even has this percentages, so you get the battery bars, the percentages, and the battery voltage, which I don't think I've ever seen all three in an e-bike display. It looks kind of ugly. There's still the wrapping on there. But yeah, these handlebars definitely need to go. They're way too short. They feel very scooterish, and that's one big thing I'm going to change on the bike as we move forward here. Again, those grips, those are the worst grips ever, probably on an e-bike, almost next to those plastic ones I had on that Highboy. Here's a look at the rattan and the EUY side by side. The frame is almost identical. Just the back end is different. It's more squared edge versus the rounded edge on the rattan. But they both have that handle in the middle there. They've got the kind of same folding front half there on them, and very, very, very similar bikes. In fact, as I mentioned, the batteries will work on either bike, which is nice. Those are the Shark style batteries, if you haven't seen those. The front suspension on the EUY is not locked out, neither is the rattans, so it doesn't have much travel on there. That's another probably bad parts of the bike, are not bad, but just not good. Here's a look at the frame there on the EUY. It's a nicer looking, more modern there on the back versus what the rattan has. Just with that kind of squared edge. It's got some better just graphics too back there as you look at it. Let's take a look at how the bike folds. So here you can see I have it folded in half already. And we're just going to pop the handlebars up for the stem, click it in place. Kind of pick up the bike and flip around the front end, clamp it in place. Kickstand down and you're ready to roll. Pretty simple. So there's some flyover effects, what the bike looks like. It's not a bad looking bike for $1,200 or whatever it is. Again, I like these styles. Definitely need some upgrades here. I'm replacing the seat, the pedals, handlebars, the brake. I'm going to put some hydraulic brake calipers on here as well. Do some vinyl wrapping as well and kind of make them my own, so stay tuned for that. Let's go do a speed test on this thing, this EUY F6 and ES5. I did unlock it. I'll talk about that at the end, but let's see if we can get to 30 here. I'm at 24, 25, 26, and almost 27 there. Ran out of room. Let's try some hill climbing here with throttle only. Pretty cold today, so I'm not taking it on my regular hill. We're at 13 miles an hour. 14. 13, 12, 10. Not bad. You know, it's your basic average 750 watt. A brake test here. For being mechanical brakes, they're not bad. Particularly with the front one being frayed. So let me go give you the pros and cons of this and we'll wrap it up. Okay, so this is the EUY F6, stands for Excellent Ultra Fast Young. Pretty cheesy name. And I think these guys used to be called Zengbu, the brand. And I guess they changed up the name at some point to EUY. Anyway, they make a bunch of different bikes. Two folders, one more like the Electric XP, one like this one, which is more like the rattan. They got some scooters, other things as well. This bike to me is 50-50, right? Like the back half of the bike is awesome. The front half kind of sucks. Back half, of course, 20 amp hour battery down there. You got the 750 watt motor. I love the mag wheels. That's why I'm keeping this bike. But the front half here needs work. So I'm going to be changing out, putting in a whole new handlebar system in here. Putting in hydraulic calipers. You can see here the frayed caliper on here, the wire. So I'm going to bring it to my bike shop, get that fixed. I got some X-Tech brake calipers, hydraulic ones we're going to put on here. And make this front end a lot nicer. I'm going to take the headlight off. I don't want a headlight on this bike. Got new pedals, got a seat coming with some orange accents. I'm going to do some vinyl wrap too on this thing. But, you know, these, it's $1,200 I think on the EUY website. You might be able to get these on Amazon too. If it's true, I'll put a link in the description. And you know, the front forks here have no lockout. It's just a basic fork, so very not much travel there at all. But it's got a 20 amp hour battery, which is probably the best thing about this bike. So good long range bike. Curious to see how far it goes. I'm gonna do a range test on it. 48 volt, of course. But you know, these bare bones fat tires, no name brands are what they are, guys. You have, you know, the customer service is iffy on all these brands. Generally speaking, I recommend buying from my top brand list. I've put on E-Bike Strong, and maybe I'll do a video on that as well. But you know, the Rads, Electrics of the world, the Juiced, Sondors, you know, the more of the brand name ones are always going to have better customer service. With these no-name brands, stuff you get off Amazon, you're somewhat taking a chance because, you know, whether or not they're all based in China, if they get back to you, whether or not it happens is sometimes a crapshoot. So if you do get a bad bike initially, that can cause a problem. But if you get a bike that works, and this bike works, even though it's got some flaws to it, I don't mind it, right? For 1,200 bucks, I think that's still a pretty decent value. And again, I think there's a coupon code on the site for you can get it for 200 bucks off of that. But with these bare bone bikes, you know, you take them, you swap out what you don't like, and you swap in what you do like, and make them better. And I think this is a nice looking frame. I like the graphics package on it. I'm going to cover over the branding there, I think, with my own. And I'm going to make it a lot nicer. So next time you see it, it's going to have a makeover. And that's it for today, man. It's pretty chilly out here. It's 40 degrees out, bundled up. And let's hit the road. So I'll see you next time on Crisscrossed. Thanks for watching.